First contact. The Galactic Council discovers Earth. In the vast expanse of the Milky Way, the Galactic Council had long believed they were alone. For millennia, they had explored, colonized, and governed the known galaxy, their advanced civilization spreading across thousands of star systems. But on this day, everything was about to change. Admiral Zaxler, a veteran Arcturian with scales that shimmered like polished obsidian, stood before the council chambers. His 4 eyes blinked in rapid succession, a sign of nervousness among his kind. The chambers, a grand amphitheater carved from a single massive crystal, housed representatives from over 100 species. Today, every seat was filled. Esteemed members of the council, Zaxler began, his voice echoing through the chamber. Our long-range sensors have detected an anomaly. A world, teeming with life, hidden in an unexplored sector of the Orion Arm. Murmurs rippled through the audience. Discovery of a new sapient species was rare, happening perhaps once in a generation. High Counselor Ellerai, an ethereal being composed of swirling gases, floated forward. Admiral, what can you tell us about this world? Zaxler activated a holographic display. A blue-green planet materialized in the center of the chamber, slowly rotating. The planet is primarily covered in water, with large landmasses. Its atmosphere is nitrogen-oxygen-based, similar to many life-bearing worlds we've encountered. But what's truly remarkable is this. The hologram zoomed in, revealing cities, roads, and what appeared to be primitive spacecraft orbiting the planet. They've achieved spaceflight, Zaxler continued, but have yet to venture beyond their own star system. Our estimates suggest their technological level is at least 1,000 years behind our own. Excited chatter filled the chamber. Counselor Krezok, a insectoid being known for their cautious nature, clicked their mandibles. Have they detected us? Are they aware of the galactic community? Zaxler shook his head. No, Counselor. Their detection capabilities are limited. They appear to be completely unaware of our existence. High Counselor Ellerai's gaseous form swirled thoughtfully. Then we have a unique opportunity. We can guide these newcomers, help them join the galactic community without the chaos and conflict that have marked other first contact scenarios. If I may, High Counselor, interjected Dr. Luma, a Solarian scientist whose bioluminescent skin pulsed with excitement. I've been studying the transmissions from this world. They call themselves humans, and their planet is Earth. Their history is fascinating. They've overcome numerous challenges, displayed remarkable adaptability, and their rate of technological advancement is unprecedented. The hologram shifted, displaying a timeline of human history. The Council watched in awe as humanity progressed from simple tools to computers and spacecraft in a mere blink of cosmic time. This rate of advancement is concerning. Counselor Krezok chittered. What if they surpass us? They could become a threat. Dr. Lumi's bioluminescence flickered indignantly. Or they could become valuable allies. Think of the potential advancements we could achieve together. High Counselor Ellerai raised an appendage, silencing the debate. We must approach this with wisdom and caution. Admiral Zaxler, assemble a first contact team. We will observe these humans closely, then reveal ourselves when the time is right. As the council session adjourned, excitement and apprehension filled the air. None could have predicted the profound impact this small blue planet would soon have on the galaxy. Weeks later, aboard the Galactic Council's flagship, Stellar Envoy, Admiral Zaxler stood on the bridge, watching as Earth grew larger in the viewscreen. Beside him, Dr. Lumi practically vibrated with excitement, her skin pulsing with rapid patterns of light. We're entering their solar system now, Admiral, reported the navigation officer, a Centaurian with 4 arms deftly manipulating the controls. Zaxler nodded. Activate our stealth systems. We don't want to alarm them. As the Stellar Envoy glided silently past the gas giants of the outer solar system, the crew marveled at the beauty of this unexplored region of space. But it was Earth itself that truly captivated them. It's remarkable, Dr. Lumi breathed, her eyes wide as she took in the swirling white clouds, vast blue oceans, and green continents of the planet. So much biodiversity, so much potential. Zaxler was about to respond when alarms suddenly blared across the bridge. "Admiral," the sensor officer cried out, "we're detecting a massive energy surge from the planet's surface." Before anyone could react, a blinding light erupted from Earth, streaking towards them at impossible speed. Zaxler had just enough time to shout, "Evasive maneuvers," before the energy beam struck the stellar envoy. But instead of destruction, they found themselves enveloped in a field of shimmering energy. The ship's systems flickered, then stabilized. What just happened?" Zaxler demanded, his scales rippling with confusion. Dr. Lumi was furiously analyzing the data pouring in. "It appears to be some kind of scanning beam, Admiral. Incredibly advanced. It's downloading our database." Suddenly, the view screen crackled to life. The image of a human appeared, a female with dark skin and intense eyes. She spoke, and to their shock, it was in perfect galactic standard. "Greetings, visitors. I am General Imani Curry of Earth's United Defense Force. We've been expecting you." The bridge of the stellar envoy fell silent, every alien crew member staring in disbelief at the view screen. The humans' words hung in the air, a challenge to everything they thought they knew. Admiral Zaxler was the first to recover. Drawing himself up to his full height, he addressed the human. "General Curry, I am Admiral Zaxler of the Galactic Council. We came in peace, to establish first contact, but it seems we may have underestimated you." A small smile played on General Curry's lips. "A common mistake, Admiral. We've been aware of the galactic community for some time now. We simply chose to remain discreet." Dr. Lumi stepped forward, her bioluminescence pulsing with a mix of excitement and apprehension. "But how? Our sensors showed your technology was far behind ours. You hadn't even left your own star system." "Appearances can be deceiving, Doctor," General Curry replied. "We learned long ago that it's sometimes advantageous to be underestimated. But now, it seems, the time for hiding is over." As if on cue, the sensors on the stellar envoy lit up like a supernova. All around Earth, advanced ships and stations were decloaking, revealing a level of technology that rivaled, if not surpassed, that of the Galactic Council. Admiral Zaxler felt a chill run down his spine. They had come to guide a primitive species, only to find themselves face to face with a potentially superior power. "General Curry," he said, struggling to keep his voice steady, "I believe we have much to discuss." The human general nodded. "Indeed we do, Admiral. Perhaps you'd like to come down to Earth. We have much to show you, and I believe this is the beginning of a new era for both our peoples." As the transmission ended, Admiral Zaxler turned to his stunned crew. The galaxy as they knew it had changed forever. Humanity, far from being a primitive species in need of guidance, had revealed itself as a force to be reckoned with. And as the stellar envoy prepared to descend to Earth, one thing became clear to every member of the alien delegation. The humans were about to change everything. Cultural exchange. Humans and aliens begin to interact. The descent to Earth was unlike anything Admiral Zaxler had experienced in his centuries of space travel. As the shuttle broke through the atmosphere, he marveled at the patchwork of cities, forests, and oceans below. Beside him, Dr. Lumi's skin pulsed with rapid patterns of excited bioluminescence. "It's beautiful," the Solarian scientist whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. Their shuttle, escorted by sleek human fighters that had appeared out of nowhere, smoothly touched down in a vast plaza. The architecture around them was a blend of gleaming futuristic structures and carefully preserved historical buildings. It was a visual representation of humanity's respect for their past and their drive towards the future. As the delegation disembarked, they were greeted by a diverse group of humans, led by General Imani Curry. The general's presence was commanding, her dark eyes sharp and observant. "Welcome to Earth, Admiral Zaxler. Dr. Lumi," she said, her voice carrying easily across the plaza. "We've prepared a small reception to introduce you to some aspects of human culture." What followed was a whirlwind tour that left the alien delegation reeling. They were led through art galleries showcasing millennia of human creativity, from ancient cave paintings to mind-bending holographic installations. They sampled cuisines from around the world, each dish a symphony of flavors that delighted their alien palates. But it was the technology demonstrations that truly shocked them. Humans casually manipulated gravity, showcased energy sources that defied the laws of physics as the aliens understood them, and displayed feats of bioengineering that blurred the line between organic and synthetic. "How?" Admiral Zaxler finally asked, his 4 eyes blinking rapidly in astonishment. "How did you achieve all this without us noticing?" General Corey's expression turned serious. "It wasn't easy, Admiral. For centuries, we detected transmissions from various alien civilizations. We learned about the Galactic Council, about the different species, about your technology. But we also learned about the conflicts, the power struggles, the inequalities that plagued your society." She paused, her gaze sweeping across the alien delegation. "We decided it was safer to remain hidden, to develop our technology in secret until we were ready to face the galaxy on our own terms." Dr. Lumi, who had been uncharacteristically quiet, finally spoke up. "But surely, cooperation would have accelerated your progress even further." A sad smile played on General Corey's lips. "Perhaps, but history has taught us that when technologically advanced societies meet less developed ones, it rarely ends well for the latter. We chose to control our own destiny." The implications of her words hung heavy in the air. The aliens were beginning to realize that their view of themselves as benevolent guides to less advanced species might not be as noble as they had believed. As the tour continued, the aliens found themselves more and more impressed by human achievements. They visited research facilities where scientists were unraveling the mysteries of dark matter and energy. They observed classrooms where children manipulated complex holographic models of entire star systems. But it was the visit to a human starship that truly drove home the extent of human advancement. The UES Prometheus was a marvel of engineering, its sleek design belying its immense power. "This," General Corey said with a hint of pride, "is our latest deep space exploration vessel. It's capable of traversing the galaxy in a matter of weeks." Admiral Zaxler's jaw dropped. "Weeks? But that's impossible. Even our fastest ships take years to cross the galaxy." A young human engineer stepped forward, eager to explain. "We've developed a form of faster-than-light travel that doesn't rely on traditional hyperdrive technology. Instead, we create localized wormholes that allow for near-instantaneous travel between 2 points in space." The alien delegation listened in stunned silence as the engineer delved into the intricacies of human FTL technology. It was so far beyond their current understanding that it bordered on magic. As the day drew to a close, the aliens found themselves in a state of cognitive dissonance. They had come to guide what they thought was a primitive species, only to find themselves humbled by human achievements. In a quiet moment, Admiral Zaxler approached General Corey. "General, I must admit, we've greatly underestimated humanity. Your achievements are remarkable. But I must ask, what are your intentions towards the galactic community?" General Corey's expression softened slightly. "Admiral, our intention is simple: peaceful coexistence. We've hidden long enough. We believe it's time for humanity to take its place in the galactic community, but as equals, not as subordinates." The Admiral nodded slowly. "I understand. But I fear not everyone in the Galactic Council will share your vision of peaceful coexistence. Some will see humanity as a threat." "We're aware of that possibility, Admiral," General Corey replied, her voice firm. "That's why we've prepared for various scenarios. We hope for peace, but we're ready for any eventuality." As the alien delegation prepared to return to their ship, laden with gifts and data drives full of information about human culture and achievements, Admiral Zaxler couldn't shake a feeling of unease. Humanity's reveal had irrevocably changed the balance of power in the galaxy. He watched as Dr. Lumi excitedly exchanged contact information with a group of human scientists, already making plans for joint research projects. Despite his concerns, he couldn't help but feel a glimmer of hope. Perhaps this was the beginning of a new era of unprecedented cooperation and advancement. But as their shuttle lifted off, leaving the glittering cities of Earth behind, Admiral Zaxler's thoughts turned to the Galactic Council. How would they react to this news? Would they embrace humanity as a new advanced member of the galactic community? Or would fear and suspicion lead to conflict? One thing was certain: the galaxy would never be the same again. Humanity had arrived on the cosmic stage, and they were here to stay. As the shuttle docked with the stellar envoy, Admiral Zaxler steeled himself for the task ahead. He had to report back to the Galactic Council and somehow find a way to convey the magnitude of what they had discovered. The future of galactic relations hung in the balance, and much would depend on how he presented this unprecedented situation. With a deep breath, he stepped onto the bridge of the stellar envoy. "Set a course for Galactic Central," he ordered, "and prepare a priority communication to the Council. They need to know everything." As the ship's engines hummed to life, Zaxler cast one last look at the blue planet slowly receding in the view screen. Earth, a world of wonders, of untold potential, and perhaps of new beginnings for the entire galaxy. Rising tensions, a misunderstanding leads to conflict. The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council was in an uproar. Admiral Zaxler stood at the center, his scales shimmering with anxiety as he faced the barrage of questions and accusations from the assembled representatives. "Impossible," shouted Councillor Vexthor, a silicon-based life form from the Andromeda galaxy. "No species could advance so quickly without outside help. These humans must have stolen their technology." High Councillor Elorai's gaseous form swirled agitatedly. "Admiral, are you certain this isn't some elaborate deception? Could the humans be using illusions or trickery to appear more advanced than they are?" Admiral Zaxler raised all four of his hands, pleading for calm. "Esteemed councillors, I assure you, what we witnessed on Earth was very real. The humans have indeed achieved a level of technology that rivals, and in some areas surpasses, our own." Dr. Lumi, standing beside the Admiral, nodded enthusiastically. Her bioluminescent patterns pulsed with excitement as she added, "Their scientific achievements are remarkable. The potential for collaboration is immense. We could learn so much from each other." But her words were drowned out by the growing cacophony of worried and angry voices. Fear was spreading through the council like a virus. Species that had long considered themselves at the pinnacle of galactic civilization were suddenly faced with the prospect of a newcomer that could challenge their supremacy. In the midst of the chaos, a calm voice cut through the noise. "Perhaps we should hear from the humans themselves." All eyes turned to Councillor Genlo, an ancient and respected member of the council known for his wisdom. The elderly Genlo, his translucent body glowing softly, continued, "We cannot make decisions based on fear and speculation. Let us invite the humans to address the council directly." There was a moment of silence, then a murmur of agreement rippled through the chamber. High Councillor Elorai nodded. "A wise suggestion, as always, Councillor Genlo. Admiral Zaxler, please extend an invitation to the human representatives." Weeks later, the council chamber was packed to capacity. Representatives from every corner of the galaxy had gathered to witness this historic moment. At the center of the chamber stood General Imani Kuri, flanked by a small delegation of human scientists and diplomats. General Kuri's voice was steady and confident as she addressed the council. "Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, on behalf of humanity, I thank you for this opportunity to address you directly. We come in peace, seeking friendship and mutual understanding." For hours, the human delegation fielded questions from the council. They explained their history, their rapid technological advancement, and their reasons for remaining hidden for so long. Many council members were impressed by the humans' eloquence and the depth of their knowledge. But as the session wore on, tensions began to rise. Some counselors, still skeptical and fearful, pressed the humans on their military capabilities and their intentions towards the rest of the galaxy. Counselor Krezok, the cautious insectoid, clicked his mandibles nervously. General Kuri, you claim to come in peace, yet you've developed weapons capable of destroying entire star systems. How can we trust that you won't use this power against us? General Kuri's expression remained calm, but her eyes flashed with a hint of steel. Counselor, humanity has indeed developed powerful technologies, including weapons, but we've also developed equally powerful safeguards and ethical guidelines for their use. We seek to defend ourselves, not to conquer. The debate continued, growing more heated by the moment. Just as it seemed progress was being made, disaster struck. Alarms blared throughout the council station. High Counselor Elorai's form pulsed with urgency. We're under attack. Multiple unidentified ships have breached our defenses. Chaos erupted in the chamber. In the confusion, accusations flew. It's the humans, someone shouted. They've betrayed us. General Kuri's face paled. No, this isn't us. We. But her words were cut off as a group of council security forces surrounded the human delegation, weapons drawn. Admiral Zaxler watched in horror as the situation spiraled out of control. Suddenly, the chamber's main view screen crackled to life. A face appeared, alien, but unlike any species known to the council. The being's eyes glowed with an eerie red light, and its voice was like grinding metal. Galactic Council, it growled, your reign of complacency is at an end. We are the Void Harbingers, and we have come to cleanse this galaxy of your corruption. The chamber fell silent, all eyes fixed on the terrifying visage on the screen. The Void Harbinger continued, for too long, you have stagnated, hoarding knowledge and power. No more. Surrender now, or face annihilation. As the transmission cut off, the council erupted into pandemonium. Accusations flew back and forth. Some still blamed the humans, others pointed fingers at rival factions within the council itself. In the midst of the chaos, General Kuri's voice rang out. Enough. The force of her shout shocked the chamber into silence. This is exactly what these Void Harbingers want, to divide us. We must stand together if we hope to survive. Admiral Zaxler, seeing an opportunity, quickly moved to support her. The general is right. This is no time for infighting. We face a common enemy. High Counselor Elorai, her gaseous form swirling with a mix of fear and determination, nodded. Agreed. General Kuri, despite the misunderstandings between us, will humanity stand with the Galactic Council against this threat? General Kuri stood tall, her eyes scanning the chamber. We will. Earth has faced its share of existential threats. We've learned that division leads to destruction, while unity leads to survival. We offer our full support and resources to defend against this attack. As if to underscore her words, another alarm blared. A junior officer rushed into the chamber. High Counselor, our outer defenses have fallen. The enemy fleet is advancing on the station. High Counselor Elorai's form pulsed with urgency. We must evacuate. Our forces are no match for. Wait, General Kuri interrupted. She touched a device on her wrist, and her eyes unfocused for a moment as if reading invisible text. A small smile played on her lips. The cavalry has arrived. The main view screen flickered to life again, this time showing the space around the council station. A massive fleet of sleek, advanced ships had appeared as if from nowhere. At their center was a behemoth that dwarfed even the largest council vessels. Admiral Zaxler's 4 eyes widened in awe. By the cosmic winds, he breathed. What is that? General Kuri's smile widened. That, Admiral, is the UES Thunderclap, the flagship of Earth's defense fleet, and it's about to show these Void Harbingers why it's unwise to threaten the peace of this galaxy. As the council watched in stunned silence, The human fleet engaged the Void Harbingers. The battle that unfolded was unlike anything they had ever seen. The human ships moved with impossible speed and precision, their weapons tearing through the enemy's defenses like paper. At the center of it all, the thunderclap unleashed a barrage that lit up space itself. Within minutes, the tide of the battle had turned. The Void Harbingers, so confident in their superiority moments ago, were now in full retreat. As the last enemy ship fled or was destroyed, a stunned silence fell over the council chamber. The humans had not only saved them, but had demonstrated a level of military prowess that was almost beyond comprehension. High Counselor Elorai was the first to break the silence. "General Curry," she said, her voice filled with a mix of gratitude and awe. "On behalf of the Galactic Council, I thank you. You've saved us all." General Curry nodded solemnly. "We're all part of this galaxy, Counselor. Its fate is our fate. We couldn't stand by and watch it fall." As the immediate crisis passed, a new reality began to dawn on the Council. Humanity was not just a new player on the galactic stage. They were a force that could reshape the very nature of galactic society. Admiral Zaxler, watching the faces of the council members, realized that the real challenges were just beginning. The galaxy had changed forever, and the path ahead was uncertain. But one thing was clear: with humanity as allies, the future held possibilities beyond anything they had ever imagined. The thunderclap revealed. Humanity's secret weapon emerges. In the aftermath of the Void Harbinger attack, the Galactic Council station buzzed with a mixture of relief, excitement, and trepidation. The human fleet, led by the awe-inspiring UES Thunderclap, had single-handedly turned the tide of battle and saved the Council from certain destruction. Now, as the dust settled, all eyes were on the massive human warship that loomed outside the station's viewports. Admiral Zaxler stood beside General Curry on the observation deck, his 4 eyes wide with wonder as he studied the thunderclap. "I've never seen anything like it," he murmured. "The size alone is impressive, but the technology, it's beyond anything we've ever encountered." General Curry nodded, a hint of pride in her voice. "The thunderclap is the culmination of centuries of human innovation and determination. It's not just a warship, it's a mobile city, a research station, and a symbol of humanity's resolve to protect not just Earth, but the entire galaxy." As they spoke, a delegation of council members approached, led by High Counselor Elorai. The gaseous being's form swirled with a mix of curiosity and concern. "General Curry," Elorai began, "your thunderclap has saved us all, and for that, we are eternally grateful. But I must ask, how is such a ship possible? The energy requirements alone should be beyond our current understanding." General Curry finished with a slight smile. "Perhaps it's time we gave you a closer look. With your permission, High Counselor, I'd like to invite a delegation from the Council to tour the thunderclap." The council members exchanged glances, a mix of excitement and apprehension on their alien faces. After a moment of silent communication, High Counselor Elorai nodded. "We accept your invitation, General. Lead the way." The journey to the thunderclap was a short one, but for the alien delegation, it felt like crossing into another world. As they approached the massive ship, they began to appreciate its true scale. It dwarfed even the largest Galactic Council vessels, its sleek lines belying its enormous mass. As they docked and entered the ship, the aliens found themselves in a cavernous hangar bay. Smaller craft of various designs were neatly arranged, each one more advanced than anything in the Council's fleet. Teams of human crew members moved about with purpose, barely sparing a glance for the alien visitors. Dr. Lumi, who had insisted on joining the tour, could barely contain her excitement. Her bioluminescent patterns pulsed rapidly as she took in every detail. "Fascinating," she exclaimed. "The material of the hull alone must be incredibly advanced to withstand the stresses of your method of faster-than-light travel." A young human engineer nearby overheard and grinned. "You have no idea," he said. "The outer hull is composed of a metamaterial that can adapt its properties on the fly. It can become harder than diamond or more flexible than rubber, depending on the situation." As they moved deeper into the ship, the alien delegation was struck by the seamless blend of advanced technology and comfortable living spaces. They passed hydroponics bays bursting with earth plants, recreational areas where off-duty crew members relaxed, and research labs where scientists worked on projects that pushed the boundaries of known physics. But it was the ship's bridge that truly took their breath away. As the doors slid open, the aliens found themselves in a vast, multi-tiered command center. Holographic displays filled the air, showing everything from the ship's systems to real-time views of the surrounding space. At the center of it all stood Captain Area Chen, the Thunderclap's commanding officer. "Welcome aboard the UES Thunderclap." Captain Chen greeted them, her voice calm and authoritative. "I understand you have questions about our ship's capabilities." For the next few hours, Captain Chen and her crew gave the alien delegation a crash course in the Thunderclap systems. They explained the ship's revolutionary power source. It contained artificial singularity that provided nearly limitless energy. They demonstrated the advanced AI that helped coordinate the ship's myriad systems and the quantum entanglement communication array that allowed instantaneous communication across vast distances. But it was the ship's primary weapon system that truly shocked the aliens. Captain Chen led them to a secure observation room overlooking an enormous chamber. At its center was a massive, pulsing crystal structure. "This," Captain Chen explained, "is the heart of the Thunderclap's main offensive and defensive system. We call it the reality anchor." Admiral Zaxler leaned forward, his scales shimmering with intense curiosity. "Reality anchor. What does it do?" Captain Chen's expression was serious as she replied. "In simple terms, it allows us to locally alter the laws of physics. We can change the speed of light, manipulate gravity, even create temporary pockets of alternate spacetime." The alien delegation stared in stunned silence. The implications were staggering. Such a weapon could render traditional defenses useless, could rewrite the very nature of space combat. High Counselor Elorai's gaseous form swirled agitatedly. This is beyond anything we imagined. With such power, you could dominate the entire galaxy if you wished." General Corey stepped forward, her voice firm. "But that's not our goal, Counselor. The Thunderclap and ships like it were built for defense, not conquest. We've seen the destructive potential of advanced weaponry in our own history. We have no desire to repeat those mistakes on a galactic scale." As the tour continued, the aliens found themselves grappling with a new reality. Humanity wasn't just technologically advanced. They were operating on a level that bordered on the godlike. The gap between human technology and that of the Galactic Council was far wider than they had initially believed. As they prepared to return to the Council station, Admiral Zaxler pulled General Curry aside. "General," he said, his voice low, "I must know. Why reveal all this to us? Surely keeping the full extent of your capabilities secret would be advantageous." General Curry's expression was solemn as she replied, "Admiral, we've hidden long enough. The attack by the Void Harbingers proved that there are threats out there that affect us all. We believe that openness and cooperation are the best paths forward. Yes, we have advanced technology, but we also have much to learn from the varied species of the Galactic Council. We don't seek to dominate, but to coexist and grow together." As the alien delegation departed, the mood was a mix of awe, excitement, and lingering apprehension. They had witnessed the power of the Thunderclap, a ship that could reshape the very fabric of spacetime. But they had also seen the humanity behind the technology. The scientists driven by curiosity, the crew members dedicated to their duty, the leaders committed to peace. Back on the Council station, debates rage. Some saw humanity as a threat, a young species with too much power. Others saw potential allies, partners in exploring the mysteries of the universe. But all agreed on one thing: the galaxy would never be the same. As Admiral Zaxler watched the thunderclap through a viewport, its massive form silhouetted against the stars, he couldn't help but feel a sense of hope. Humanity had the power to destroy, yes, but they also had the wisdom to use that power responsibly. Perhaps, he thought, this was the dawn of a new era, one where the combined knowledge and strengths of humanity and a galactic council could lead to unimaginable advancements. The thunderclap had been revealed, and with it, the true potential of humanity. The next moves would determine the course of galactic history for millennia to come. A new era, reshaping galactic relations. The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council was packed to capacity. Representatives from every corner of the galaxy had gathered for what promised to be one of the most significant sessions in the Council's long history. At the center of attention stood General Imani Kuri, representing Earth, and High Counselor Elorai, their gaseous forms swirling with a mix of anticipation and nervousness. Admiral Zaxler watched from his seat, his four eyes darting between the assembled delegates. The mood in the chamber was tense, electric with possibility. The events of the past few weeks, the revelation of humanity's true capabilities, the Void Harbinger attack, and the awe-inspiring power of the thunderclap, had shaken the galactic community to its core. High Counselor Elorai's voice, amplified to reach every corner of the vast chamber, brought the murmuring crowd to silence. Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, we stand at a crossroads. The emergence of humanity as a major power and the threat posed by the Void Harbingers have shown us that our old ways of thinking are no longer sufficient. Today, we must chart a new course for our collective future. General Kuri stepped forward, her posture straight, her eyes scanning the assembled aliens. Members of the Council, humanity comes before you not as conquerors, not as supplicants, but as partners. We have much to offer, but we also have much to learn. The galaxy faces threats that none of us can face alone. It is only through unity and cooperation that we can hope to secure a peaceful and prosperous future for all our peoples. For hours, the debate raged. Some council members, still fearful of humanity's power, argued for restrictions on human expansion and technology sharing. Others, impressed by Earth's actions during the Void Harbinger attack, pushed for closer alliance and integration. Counselor Vexthor, who had initially been one of humanity's harshest critics, surprised many with his impassioned speech. We cannot allow fear to guide our actions, the silicon-based being declared. Humanity has shown not only great power, but also great wisdom in how they use that power. We should embrace this opportunity for collaboration and growth. As the session wore on, a consensus began to emerge. The galaxy was changing, and the Galactic Council needed to change with it. Old power structures and assumptions were being swept away, replaced by a new vision of a more integrated, cooperative galactic community. Finally, after days of intense negotiation, a series of historic resolutions were passed. Earth was to be granted full membership in the Galactic Council, with all the rights and responsibilities that entailed. A new galactic defense force would be established, combining the strengths of human technology with the diverse abilities of other council races. A massive joint scientific initiative would be launched, aimed at sharing knowledge and pushing the boundaries of galactic understanding. A comprehensive cultural exchange program would be implemented to foster greater understanding between humans and other galactic species. A task force would be formed to investigate the origins and motives of the Void Harbingers, preparing the galaxy for any future encounters. As the final votes were tallied and the resolutions officially adopted, a wave of excitement swept through the chamber. There was a sense that they were witnessing the birth of a new era in galactic history. Admiral Zaxler found himself standing next to Dr. Lumi as the session adjourned. The Solarian scientists' bioluminescent patterns were pulsing with joy. "Can you believe it, Admiral?" she exclaimed. "The scientific possibilities alone are staggering. Think of what we could achieve by combining human innovation with the collective knowledge of the Council." Zaxler nodded, a smile playing on his reptilian features. "Indeed, Doctor. But it's not just about scientific advancement. This could be the beginning of a true galactic civilization, one that transcends the boundaries of individual species. As the delegates filed out of the chamber, many stopped to congratulate General Corey. The human leader accepted their words graciously, but Zaxler could see the weight of responsibility in her eyes. Humanity's rapid ascension to the galactic stage came with enormous expectations and challenges. In the weeks and months that followed, the galaxy saw changes at a pace that would have been unthinkable before. Human ships, with their revolutionary FTL drives, began establishing new trade routes, dramatically reducing travel times between distant systems. The sight of the thunderclap and other human vessels became common at council installations, their presence a reassuring symbol of the new galactic order. Joint human-alien research teams made breakthrough after breakthrough. The reality anchor technology, carefully shared under strict protocols, opened up entirely new fields of scientific inquiry. Medical advances born from the merging of human and alien biological knowledge began to extend lifespans and cure once intractable diseases across multiple species. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Cultural misunderstandings led to occasional diplomatic incidents. Some fringe groups, both human and alien, resisted the rapid changes, clinging to old prejudices and fears. And always, there was the looming threat of the Void Harbingers. Despite extensive searches, no trace of their origins or base of operations had been found. 1 year after the historic council session, Admiral Zaxler found himself back on Earth. He stood in a lush garden outside the newly constructed Galactic Embassy in New York, marveling at the blue sky and the sound of birds, so alien, yet increasingly familiar. General Corey joined him, looking tired but satisfied. "Quite a year, hasn't it, Admiral?" she said, gazing up at the sky where the faint outline of a council station could be seen in orbit. Zaxler nodded. "Indeed, General. I don't think any of us could have predicted how quickly things would change. There are still challenges ahead, but I find myself optimistic about our future." Corey smiled. "As do I, Admiral. As do I." She paused, her expression growing more serious. "We've received reports of unusual activity in the Outer Rim. It could be nothing, but the Void Harbingers," Zaxler finished. "It wasn't a question." Corey nodded. "We knew they'd be back eventually, but this time we'll face them together. Not as humans, or Arcturians, or any single species, but as a united galaxy." As if on cue, a shadow passed overhead. They looked up to see the thunderclap gliding silently across the sky, its massive form a testament to human ingenuity and a symbol of the new galactic order. Zaxler felt a surge of determination. Whatever challenges lay ahead, he knew that together they stood a fighting chance. Humanity had changed everything, but in doing so, they had given the galaxy something it had long been missing: hope. As the thunderclap disappeared over the horizon, Zaxler turned back to the general. "Well then," he said, his scales shimmering with anticipation, "shall we get to work? The galaxy isn't going to defend itself." General Corey grinned, a spark of adventure in her eyes. "Indeed it won't, Admiral. Indeed it won't." And with that, they turned and walked back towards the embassy, ready to face whatever the vast, unknown galaxy might throw at them next. The era of division was over. The age of unity had begun, and at its heart stood humanity, no longer hidden, no longer alone, but at the forefront of a new galactic civilization. The stars, once distant and unreachable, now beckoned with endless possibilities, and humanity, along with their new alien allies, was ready to answer that call.